What is up? Oh, that probably just peaked my mic so bad. We're going to peak. Peakers are going to peak. You know what I'm saying? What's up, fellas? I'm recording another video here. I'm drinking some coffee. I have a few minutes until my wife gets home. I'm going to work out. And I'm like, shoot, I don't have another video queued up for this week. I need to record a video and I need to record it now. And so I'm drinking coffee. I'm getting fired up. My microphone's probably going to peak because it is set up for the gain staging is set up for me at a talking level. I'm borderline shouting already. We're like 1 minute into this video. I'm already basically shouting, but basically I'm just trying. There's no structure. You guys know how this works. There's no structure. This is my creative outlet. I don't care if I get one view or, let's be honest, it's not going to be much more than that, but it's a creative outlet. So I'm really not trying to prepare too much, maybe zero preparation at all. That's possibly the perfect video, at least for me. Anyway, I don't even remember how this came up, but I was thinking the other day, I think somebody brought it up. Somebody said Starry, like the drink, the soda, Starry. And then I noticed I've been seeing it around. And I'm like, what is Starry? Brother, what is this drink? They don't just be making new drinks like they used to. Think about the 80s and the 90s. That's when all the best drinks were born for the most part. There was probably some drinks that went back before that. Like Coke was probably before the 80s. I don't know. I'm not going to go into the history of it, but I'm sure that the majority of like the good drinks that are around nowadays, with the exception of like, Poppy and all these new kind of whatever kind of drinks that are emerging, like the core drinks, the household names, that was all born in the 80s and 90s, right? That's when all the good drinks were made. And let's get something straight, all right? I wasn't alive in the 80s. So I know I sound like I'm being nostalgic for the 80s. I wasn't alive then. I was alive for part of the 90s, but I really wasn't conscious until the 2000s, okay? So, but don't underestimate the power of my nostalgia. Rather, I can get nostalgic for things that I've never experienced. I can get nostalgic for things I've never seen, that I've never been to, places I've never been to. I have a powerful a powerful case of nostalgia that is just burning inside of my wherever nostalgia is at. Probably somewhere in here. I feel nostalgia like in this area, like not quite your heart. It's above your belly. It's somewhere in like your core. That's where the nostalgia just like hits you at. You could show me enough pictures of like a mountainside in China and the wind is blowing and the leaves are flying through the air and the grass is rustling in the breeze and there's maybe a little bit of music. And if you show me enough of them, I'm like, dang, I wish I was there right now. That sounds so sick. How did I miss that? Whatever that was in all these pictures. It's just a powerful case of nostalgia. Anyway, I wasn't alive in the 80s, but I'm already firing myself up, getting nostalgic for energy drinks. It wasn't even energy drinks. I'm just used to talking about those. For drinks, sodas, pops, whatever. That all came out in the 80s. Like, when did Gatorade come out? That feels like an 80s thing. It was probably way before that. I don't even know. Stuff's old, is what I'm trying to say. And the bottom line is, they just are making new drinks? No way. So where is Starry? How does this fit into the puzzle, into the picture? And I'll tell you what, I work in product development and marketing. And I know that if I'm hearing a lot about a certain brand name or an item, like I'm seeing it on social media and it's like on the TV and people are talking about it, and then, it's freaking, ingrained into the NBA. There's like the free throw line, the 3-point starry zone, whatever, the starry range. It's like it's everywhere. I know that when it starts creeping, a product starts creeping into everywhere, I'm not looking it up because that's what they want me to do. They want me to go check it out and then become a customer. They want to get me to purchase, right? These are purchase driving behaviors. I'm being inundated with customer messaging trying to get me to purchase. And I don't want to do it. I'm like a 3-year-old. You're like, go to bed. And I'm like, no, you're not my dad. And so anyway, eventually I broke down and I looked it up. Starry is just Sierra Mist. Of course, they're like, no, it's not Sierra Mist. It's different. You're right. It is different. It got worse, right? Starry is Sierra Mist. I'm not even on the page. Here we go. I don't know how to use this recording software, but we're trying. Okay. Starry is Sierra Mist. They replaced Sierra Mist with Starry because they want to try to get more market share from Sprite. Good luck with that. Sprite is like ingrained in everybody's mind. I'm not saying Sprite's better or Sierra Mist or 7 Up or whatever. I'm just saying, you know, that's probably a tough job. And and they replaced Sierra Mist with Starry, but I read somewhere in here it is. Starry uses high fructose corn syrup as a sweetener, unlike Sierra Mist, which used the good stuff, which was cane sugar. If you've ever tried a cane sugar soda, way better. We all know it's way better. And so it is not the same. It's worse for sure. But that got me down the whole, train of thought with Starry. And it's like, okay, Sierra Mist, like how long was Sierra Mist around? And let me tell you, this is not going to be some history of Sierra Mist or even history of lemon lime sodas that were featured by the Pepsi brand. That video is already out there. This is really just me clicking around on the internet and then kind of yelling. That's kind of that's my niche here on YouTube, I guess. I don't have a niche. I don't know. All my videos are different. Sometimes I'm talking about science. I went to school for science. I am a scientist. Sometimes I'm talking about energy drinks. Sometimes I'm talking about, 11 reasons why, and I'm giving you advice. It just depends. We're talking about the Civil War, if you can win it. I'm cutting my hand on part of my desk here. But I did find, courtesy of, let's see, how do I share this? Here we go. Share this tab instead. There we go. Anyway, yes. So courtesy of Reddit, I mean, we all know, excellent archival source here. Only the finest of information is on Reddit. I'm being very ironic. Courtesy of the Soda subreddit, this fella or fellette, I don't know, asleep somewhere 659, Pepsi's history with lemon lime sodas. And again, I'm not really trying to read all this. I just want to look at pictures. I'm a picture motivated guy. And Team, did you guys know about Team? I wasn't alive for that. Team Bitter Lemon. That looks questionable at best. I'll be honest with you guys. I know I said I've got a powerful case of nostalgia. The film grain, the pictures, all this stuff that makes it look like it's from like the 60s or the 70s, not enough to make me nostalgic for this drink. This looks like it could have been, I don't know. This might be a sparkling water, just the way it looks. Doesn't look very good. Teaming with rats, maybe. I don't know why I went there, but let's look at the next one. Oh, then we got Slice. Okay, so I have heard of Slice. I've never tried it. I will say Slice is an amazing name, right? Because it's like a slice of lemon or a slice of lime. Slice is just like, yeah, I don't. It's even got the action lines around the name, lemon lime slice. If you've tried lemon lime slice or diet lemon lime slice, I'm freaking out over here. It's because this is like my fourth cup of coffee. If you tried diet lemon lime slice, throw it in the comments. Let me know. Is this good? Is it all it's cracked up to be? I mean, this looks kind of like a modern soda. It's 355 milliliters, 12 fluid ounces, naturally flavored, low calorie soda. This looks like what you would see nowadays, except this picture clearly looks like it was painted, or perhaps Microsoft painted. Anyway, then we got Storm lemon lime. Again, I've never tried this. I don't know nothing about Storm. Storm's a cool name. Interestingly, we're sticking with the S's here. We got Slice and then we got Storm. I will say it's marketing Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and we can make a whole other video about that. But come on, guys. The hate for Star Wars Episode 1 is unwarranted. It's a great movie. And then now that we've seen things like The Last Jedi and some of the other stuff that's come out of Star Wars recently, I'm a Star Wars fan, right? I love Star Wars. Star Wars Episode 1 is a great movie. It's one of the better ones, okay? I'm not trying to compare it to A New Hope or, God forbid anybody tries to compare Star Wars Episode 1 to The Empire Strikes Back. But I am trying to say Episode 1 is good. It's for sure in the top 5. Top 5? Yeah, I'm putting in the top 5. Well, wait. See, that changes things because if we put it in the top 5, then we got to think about things like Rogue One and The Force Awakens, which really isn't that bad of a movie. I mean, you got the original trilogy, that's 3 right there. You got to put Episode 3 in there. So really it's like, okay, is it Episode 1, Episode 2, or Rogue One? Those are the only ones you're going to consider, right? This is the video within the video. We were talking about Sierra Mist, now we're talking about Sprite. The crossover, if people don't see this part of the video, the crossover, people are like, How did you get to this topic? Again, just like I got a powerful case of nostalgia, I got a powerful case of ADHD. And my mind is kind of like this video. There's multiple tabs open, and I just am crossing between those tabs seamlessly to me, probably abruptly to you. Anyway, don't hate on me. I'm probably putting Star Wars Episode 1 in the top 5 Star Wars movies all time. I mean, Empire Strikes Back, number 1. I'm not interested in fighting about that. That's the best one, just objectively. Subjectively, it's my favorite. Objectively, it's the best one. And then me personally, I'm going Return of the Jedi because the payoff, dude, it's like Return of the King. It's so good. Even if you don't like that movie in a vacuum, the payoff of Return of the Jedi, just like Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, of course, is so like you feel like you could like you could climb a mountain after watching that movie. You feel like you could get a job, if you didn't have a job, something like that. And then, I mean, 3 is probably Episode 3, and then Rogue One, and then I think I'm gonna put Episode 1 in there. I just love Qui-Gon Jinn so much. Young Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, one of the best villains. I know. Episode 2, great movie. The plot line for the whole love story subplot is cringe and really hard to. It's hard to watch that. Okay, the rest of the movie's awesome. The Clone Troopers, Yoda, Count Dooku, all of it's sick. But I think I'm putting Episode 1 over it. I mean, it's the pod race scene is not that bad. Yes, it's too long, but what am I doing? All right, we got to get back to this video. Okay, so Storm, lemon lime flavored, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace marketing on that. I mean, that's sick. We got away from the green. But honestly, Storm is probably, I would imagine, because there's like hints of green here. I imagine it's probably a green soda. I'm just going off of this arbitrary picture that this one guy on Reddit posted on the soda subreddit. So I couldn't tell you anything more about it. And then we had Mist Twist. I have seen Mist Twist before. Again, I don't think I've had this, but Mist Twist, I mean, we've got hints of what would be the future Sierra Mist, but Mist Twist has that alliteration. I guess it's not an alliteration, it's just a rhyming name. It's got that, it rolls off the tongue. Mist Twist Lemon Lime with a splash of real juice. Now, that marketing kind of works against you, right? A splash of real juice, because you want to promote your product like it's real stuff, even though we all know that, so like, you could interview basically anybody and be like, hey, is soda good for you, or is it full of bad stuff? They're all going to be like, it's full of artificial stuff. That's like what a soda is. You really don't want to market it and say, but we do have some real stuff in there. You would want to just distract them from the fact that there's bad stuff, right? Even if they all have the bad stuff, that's just how marketing works. That's a little sub lesson for you guys right there. Mist Twist Lemon Lime looks good. We're back to the green, back to the yellow. I like it. And then, of course, we have Sierra Mist. This is not the packaging that I remember. This must have been some of the original packaging. The packaging I remember was like green with some blue, and I think it shows some mountains in the background. That's what I remember. Sierra Mist is delicious. I mean, you go to certain restaurants that would offer Pepsi products. The Pepsi salesman got to them and made them an offer they could not refuse. And so they offered Pepsi products instead of Coca-Cola products. And so you'd be like, hey, can I have a Sprite? And they would always look at you with that kind look in their eyes, but with concern, and say, is Sierra Mist all right? Yeah, Sierra Mist is going to be just fine. And then you drink it and you have a great time. If you're saying no to Sierra Mist, if they're saying, is Sierra Mist all right? And you're like, no, I'm going to get a Pepsi instead, then I don't know. That's honestly a plausible scenario. I don't know where I was going with that. Sierra Mist is good. I have good experiences with Sierra Mist. And then now we've got Starry, the newest iteration of their lemon lime soda. They're going after the Sprite market with Starry. And I mean, what's different about this soda than the other 5 sodas that we just looked at? Probably not a lot, right? They changed the formula. All they changed was cane sugar turned into high fructose corn syrup. But what else did they change? The marketing. That's it. And they're trying to appeal to Gen Z, I guess, with Starry. I'm not sure what about Starry makes it appeal to Gen Z. Maybe it's just because it's newer, and then they're like, hey, we can market something new. We can market an emerging product rather than trying to market something that people already know. And when they see the marketing, they just dismiss it because they're like, I'm aware of this already. They have their formulated opinions. That's a real thing. That's a marketing effect. It's much easier to, it's not easier to market a new product. It's harder to market a new product, but it is easier to create a new conception over a new brand, a new opinion, than it is to change a long-standing existing opinion that people have over a certain brand. That's a very hard thing to do. It's possible, and there's master classes on that out there. Maybe I'll make a video on that one day. But I can see why they would have done this. Really, there was not a whole lot of point to this video except just I was like, what is Starry? Oh, it's Sierra Mist. Oh, Sierra Mist wasn't even the original, lemon lime soda that Pepsi had. They've had multiple. By the way, in that reading, I found out that I don't know if 7 Up was the original, but it came out in like the 50s, like the 1950s. I didn't know they had soda in the 50s. I mean, I guess that if you think about 50s and like doo-wop music and, greasers and jocks, and they're going to like a burger place, they're getting a soda or they're getting like a milkshake or something. I guess that makes sense. 7 Up was around in the 50s. For whatever reason, that still, shook me. I was like, what? The 50s? I can't even conceptualize that. So I don't know. I think that's all I had to say. I think I'm done with this video. I think this has gone on long enough. There was nothing really that you guys probably learned from this. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.